Oh, I can't even type. Now that it's recording, I guess I'll share. I spilled tea all over my booth.
You spilled the tea, girl?
I spilled the tea, but it was all over my shit. It was all over my stuff. So now my keyboard is sitting in a bed of rice, and I
Oh,
can't type at the moment. So
Oh,
we're
that's
having a
okay.
great time.
No. That's we all know who you are, Miss Moxie Monroe.
Moxie Monroe.
Um,
welcome to the retrospective where the tea is spilt.
yes,
Tea spilled.
absolutely. So to make this officially official, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode, retrospective episode of Moxie Monroe Private Eye. We are covering episode 2. And if you're new, well then welcome Gumshoe. Head on over to our Patreon, check it out. There's multiple different tiers, and it allows you to be a part of this beautiful private system that we have going on. And if you're seeing this, then we're using this as a plug for social media, and you should sign up. But if you're also seeing this after this, then that means you are a part of the Patreon. So good on you. I will start with a little introduction of each other. I am Andrew Ryan. I play Remsis in this episode. I will toss it over to you, Cleo, and then Xander jump in.
Yeah. Hello, I am Cleo Birch. I'm a voice actor and narrator, and I play Moxie Monroe herself in this and last episode, and hopefully all the follows.
Hopefully for the
Hopefully
future.
all the follows.
Mhm. Assuming she doesn't die again.
Yes,
Right.
again. I get one death. That's fair.
Hey everybody, Xander here. I am one of the writers, producers for Moxie Monroe Private Eye. But this episode's a bit special because I not only am I writing and producing it, but I also play as one of the characters, Zacharias Flanagor.
Loving that you stepped in to that side of things. It gives you a very unique perspective on the behind the scenes, getting everything set up, understanding the vision that you have for the episode itself, and then joining the cast. I'm curious to know what your experience was. Is this, if you don't mind me asking, was this like your first step into the voice actor side? Have you done other things before? And then how did it feel reading words that you wrote?
Those are all interesting questions, Ryan. So, so Drew, the story for me, it all starts where I went to school for acting, directing, musical theater. Most of my experience has been in theater, is what I studied. Now, I think as someone who graduated in 2020, it was a very unique point in history to be a recent graduate in performance and theater specifically. And that sort of thrust me into the world of virtual theater, where if I couldn't be on the stage with other people, we would shoot our rehearsals on Zoom, me standing in front of a green screen, which would then project me into a virtual stage where all the other actors were.
That's kind of awesome. I mean, living through that very unique period in history, I would have loved to have seen more of that action in my For You page through my feeds.
It was really cool.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, strangely enough, I've done the same thing.
So
Yeah?
I'm the odd man out in this one.
Yeah, just step it up, Drew.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't know if you had the same method, Cleo, but for a lot of those scenes on the virtual stage, I would pretty much it would be like this. So I have my camera in front of me, the green screen behind me, and then beyond the camera, around the walls, there's just a series of sticky notes that I've pasted all over objects in the wall. Be like, yes, this is my focal point in this scene. This is my focal point for that scene. These are all the different places that I'm looking.
That
That's
was much
wonderful.
more put together than mine was. It was a blue screen. It was taped on my door, and it was the most hodgepodge thing. It was a musical that we were doing for school. And everyone's only facing forward. There's no interaction. It's just talking to the camera to talk to the person beside you. It was
Very
bad,
fourth
but it was
wall
great.
break. The whole play, just
Yes.
fourth wall break after fourth
Mhm.
wall break. It's beautiful.
That's wild. Yours sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, I hope the production is available to watch somewhere. There were a lot of cool performances and actors I got to play with, and the work on that virtual stage was stellar.
Nice.
That's phenomenal, man. That's fantastic. So because you are here, I love that I'm going to be able to get two different perspectives on this. So the episode opens with a main character that presumably everyone has absolutely fallen in love with in the first episode, and she's dead.
Yeah.
That's it. She's dead, and now has to solve her own murder, which is beautiful. I absolutely love that. So what I'll do is Cleo, first, I would love to hear your initial reaction on, oh no, is this
Oh,
it?
shit.
Is this truly the end for Moxie Monroe, Private Eye? And then Xander, where that came from.
Oh.
So Cleo first.
Yeah, it was honestly really kind of funny to just be like, oh yes, okay, episode 2. I'm so excited. I'm here to do like 10 plus episodes. I love these people and I love this story. I'm like, what? But naturally, it's from Moxie, so I'm like, okay, no one's putting her down off screen. Like, this is not happening. But then to solve like your own murder is just so, you don't see that done, and it's just
No.
so interesting and cool, and like the possession aspect of it. Like, Ghost Moxie is such a cool, fun, and different thing. And it allowed for like a lot of play with the other actors like stepping into her shoes as she was like stepping into theirs. But yeah, the death, I was like, fuck. But no. It was like, you know that it's not gonna end like that.
Yeah.
But like there's always a moment of like, well shit.
Mm-hmm.
But kudos. You don't take Moxie down easily, so respect.
That's so true. So Xander, I'm curious where that concept came from. It's very unique and such a fun twist on the like noir detective story, and definitely not something you would see outside of this space. At least if I'm to understand that. I don't think Dick Tracy was ever dead and then came back.
I would have to look that up.
Yeah.
You know, I think Drew, Cleo, you're kind of aware that sort of our process for Moxie Monroe, a lot of the ideas from between me, Lewis, and Austin are very much sort of a yes and sort of deal where one of us will come up with a concept and be like, this is a cool concept for the story. And then we'll like be like, okay, and what if this happens and so on. So for this one, I think we workshopped this idea originally as a tabletop role-playing game originally. I do
Love
Blades
that.
in the Dark with Austin. It's a really fun system. It's kind of a bit lower in the power level scales, more about like a group of criminals running capers is sort of the concept.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Very cool.
And then Austin began the story with like, all right, you wake up on a train and you're all dead.
Fun.
And I
Beautiful.
can relate to Cleo's reaction. That was mine too. I was like, what the hell, Austin?
What?
So I guess that's it. I got all these snacks for nothing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You're like, what the hell, Austin? You had me come out here at this time and I'm dead already off screen. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
And I think we played it through. The characters, Hannah Moonlight, Zacharias, I think they both originated in that story from the beginning. And they sort of stayed up until the very end.
Okay.
But it was an interesting concept being thrown into that. But also, it was a bit of a thing of Austin creating a problem at the beginning of it that I sort of had to solve later on in the writing process, where I'm like, okay. Where it's like, yeah, she's dead. Okay, she has new powers. She interacts with the world differently. How can she talk to people? If she's coming back, we have to figure out a way how to do that that doesn't make death totally cheap, undermines how that works in this world, which wasn't an easy thing to figure out.
Yeah.
But it came together in the end, I think.
Well, and I find there's a curious little wrinkle with this, and just, again, not knowing anything about future stories, this is Moxie's first real interaction with magic. Obviously, it is through possession and the attempt of, conjure chains and ice and plant growth. But I am curious, is this the beginning of an awakening of future magical powers in other episodes for Moxie?
We actually have seen magic before in a previous episode. Your character, Morky Four Fingers,
Well, of
has
course,
magic powers.
I know that, but Moxie hasn't shown that side for the most part. She is that human analog
Oh,
character. That's where I was going. Maybe
so
she's
Moxie
gonna get a
herself
couple
having
powers.
powers.
Yeah.
I don't see that
Moxie's
ever
magic.
happening.
Oh, okay.
Moxie's magic comes from a gun in a fantasy setting, which just is
Yeah.
so fun.
Exactly.
In her mind, I mean, that's one of the best things that she's got going on is that
Oh, yeah.
that powerful detective brain of deduction, deducing.
That's all skill, buddy boy.
Yeah.
No magic involved.
Exactly. It's
yes, of course.
exactly. This is a world that's very, very down to very sort of lower in levels. Like if this was a D&D campaign, we'd be level 1 or even at most maybe level 0 even.
Oh, okay.
Where you don't see a lot of magic at that level. Like Morky's powers are in very high demand. That's you could probably get a lot of money for those sorts of skills. And Hannah, like Moxie, most characters here don't have magic.
Okay.
But that was the fun thing of introducing the elf teen, or I'm gonna leave her name mysterious for now. We'll see
No.
why when we get into episode 3 about who she really is.
Yeah.
Ooh, did you hear that, folks? Stay tuned for episode 3 to learn more about one of the characters that you met in episode 2.
Yeah.
With that, I did this during the last one. There's a whole slew of new characters introduced in this episode, and I would like to know everyone's favorite. It cannot be your own character because obviously you love the one that you play.
Mhm.
So out of the new gang, who is your favorite character? Cleo, we'll start with you.
I think it's got to be our princess dwarf, Hannah, I believe. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was just so absolutely delightful. Like the character and how she was portrayed was absolutely immaculate. Like so fun, but also still having some depth, and then being spoiler alert. Go watch the second episode if you
Mhm.
haven't. But
Yeah.
spoiler alert, becoming one of like the investigators with Flanagor. Flanagor? Yeah.
Fabian.
Fabian, yeah. My bad.
It's okay.
I'm not literate, it's fine. With Fabian, was such a delight to see her character be more than like, because she's obviously like, my daddy will hear about this,
Mm-hmm.
but growing like beyond that, even within the space of the episode, without sacrificing that sassiness and just like the vibes that she has, becoming more but also maintaining that like shamelessly. I really like to see, because you don't like characters like that. They're either hollow and one-dimensional and just that, or they grow out of it completely. It's like, no, the two can exist together, and I think she's got to be my favorite one there.
I agree. I mean, I'm a little biased. The actress who portrays Hannah Moonlight and I are friends. So it was great to have the opportunity to work on a project together. And she did an absolutely phenomenal job.
Amazing job.
Just embodying the character. And I love that at the very end, there is that sort of will we see her again aspect. Is this the last
hope
we've
so.
seen of Hannah Moonlight and Fabian Wolf and Oberon?
I just had to laugh when you said that, Cleo, because I was also going to say Hannah Moonlight.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah for the trifecta, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
we're unanimous.
Yeah.
Alexa Kay did fantastic as our Hannah Moonlight.
Yes.
And I think, like I told you guys before, she was there from the very beginning of the concept of this script. But I would say she's definitely grown since that first conception, and even going into the performance itself, where she's taken on a lot more dimensionality and character, and I think afterwards, after that recording session, I just when it was just me and Austin, I'm like, Austin, I think I have it. I think I know what happens to Hannah after this episode.
That's excellent. I love when like sort of like fan favorite characters, and I would assume she's going to pretty much run away with
Absolutely.
this
Of
episode.
course.
Um,
Absolutely.
I love when fan favorite characters are coming back. Um, and I'm not going to lie, I am very curious to see how her and Morky would get along. Um, I definitely feel that there would be some friction in that regard. But
Why do you say that?
well, so she is that upper crust. She's sort of full of herself. I mean, I know that there's depth there,
Hmm.
but that is the front that she's putting on. And so to me, her walking, if she walked into the Blue Chimera, immediate eye roll on Morky. Just what is she doing here? You know, something along
Yeah.
those lines. So the higher upper crust coming down to the dregs of society, making everyone feel like they're lesser, and
Mm.
so there would be that wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 I feel like Morky would try to scam her like immediately,
Oh
but
yeah,
then she would somehow circumvent and like end up with the upper hand, and he'd be like, respect.
absolutely, absolutely. But it's
Eventually.
yes, there has to
Mhm.
be that character arc, that growth.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because that's the thing. You know, I Morky deals with enough idiots. He doesn't need another one. But obviously, if Hannah's, kind of on a Moxie level of intelligence, which, that will be seen, maybe not quite as intelligent as Moxie.
That might be a
Um,
little generous. Moxie is very smart.
she is a genius and such a delightful character. And plus, that's the other side of it too. I really feel like Morky and Moxie are becoming, BFFs. Even though there was a little bit of a spat between the two of them, I really feel like that is just the perfect duo against the world, and so like, well,
Yeah,
I,
these two episodes really set like the groundwork for these relationships between Moxie and that secondary leading character. And
yeah,
I've been I've been giving a lot of thought as how Hannah would perform if she was ever given that role in a future episode where like when you put Moxie and Morky together, you guys were like electric, like best friends. There was this warmth and chemistry before that just got ripped right out.
yeah, yeah,
Then then after that we get Fabian as our next one. I sort of wrote him as a crossover character
okay,
Yeah.
where he's very competent, he's very skilled, and honestly, I sort of in retrospect I'm like, yeah, Moxie probably would have really struggled to get this done with if he wasn't there.
For sure. It was interesting to see Moxie essentially in like the Watson role. Because
Hmm.
she's every time like the Sherlock, she's the smartest one in the room and everything like that. And this was like did not have the upper hand. She's fucking dead.
yeah,
Didn't know what happened. It doesn't have a body, So it's nice to see the characters in those different dynamics and to give her that chance to struggle. I mean, she had a shit time in the first episode,
Hmm. Somehow found a way
Um,
to get low, even lower in the second.
lower.
yeah.
Yeah, when you start there, death is the next. It's got
Oh,
to be only up from here.
6 feet under the muck.
Uh-huh. But I'm excited in the other episodes to see kind of which dynamics form with Moxie and whoever is the next leading character there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the glow up when it comes to Moxie. I know we're going to see a whole lot more out of that character as everything goes on, and again, being left in the dark only to sit and wonder and contemplate. I absolutely love it. Maybe one of these days you guys will bring me into the writing room, but probably not because I'm so squirrel brain. You guys are like, we need to get rid of this guy. It's just, we'll just throw him in his booth, leave him alone. That's fine. That's where he belongs.
There's potential. There's potential. I know that if things go well, our ambition is, I know we've talked before about how we'd love to do a second season of Moxie Monroe, where we
Yes.
can go like even bigger and grander than anything we've ever done before.
And the only way that we can do that is with your help. That's right, folks. A shameless plug. For those Patreon members, stick around. There is so much more potential within this space, within this group of humans creating beautiful art. This is only episode 2, and there's so much bubbling in our brains and minds and hearts. So stick around as long as you possibly can. We appreciate it, as well as all of the other actors and crew members that are a part of this. So there you go. Nice little shameless plug.
Absolutely.
For
and
that.
you stick around long enough, you'll get the Moxie Monroe Beach episode, the bottle episode, the karaoke episode. We got to get far enough into it so we can do these.
I
Absolutely.
can't wait for the
Silly
musical
tropes.
episode.
A
Can't wait.
musical episode, yes.
Yes. There's a musical curse. Why can't I stop singing? Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Or it's writing itself.
I kind of want to talk about one of the characters that I auditioned for and had no idea at all how to read for this character. And so I was very curious to know what Andy the War Machine was going to sound like.
Andy the War Machine.
It was great. I mean, we now have our own Groot-esque, very limited vocabulary, but an array of emotions. How did you get, because it had to be just the same
what?
thing. Yeah, how did you guys make the final decision on the perfect person for Andy?
Oh boy. Well, let's see. I think that was sort of our worry going into it. I want to see. I wonder if I can ever find that.
I am curious because usually for voice acting auditions, you'll do like either AA, BB, CC, or like ABC. If it's just the same line, how that went. How many times did you take that line in your audition for him?
So I did 7 takes of each individual line. What I did is I did 7 different styles of character and then tried to whittle it down because a lot of them sounded very similar to each other. It was extremely difficult. Obviously there was one, and I love that they would put, "This is what you're actually saying," in the lines underneath. It was perfect. It was beautiful. I loved that. The only issue really was, do they want this to be robotic? Do they want this to be how? And so I did like the Andy the War Machine, like I did something along those lines, which was a little too 80s robot machine. It was so again, that was a true throwing darts at the wall and guessing.
That was our worry too going into it. Like, how do you do Andy the War Machine? Because for me, my only thing I could base it off of was how Austin did the voice.
Sure.
I think when Austin sort of sounds a bit more like Andy the War Machine. Andy
Okay.
the War Machine. He kind of has that sort of cadence to the character.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very well done, and I did like the again, it's kind of the robotic element that you added to the sound itself. I thought it was again just that lovely little touch, the bleeding in, almost like a steampunk element. You audition for any of the other like side female roles? I mean, obviously you're Moxie, but could have been fun.
I did not.
Okay.
I like, part of me is I always want to be able to challenge myself because I'm on other shows where I do talk to myself all the time, like
Sure.
on it.
Yeah.
So that's always a fun and unique challenge. But I'm like, I'm so happy in Moxie, but I want more cast. I want more people involved. So I'm like, I want to make other people shine, and I want them to be here. So I'm gonna sit. I'm gonna stay in my little Moxie lane. If you need help, I will do it. But yeah, I appreciate what I have here. So I'm like, you know what? Let's get more fantastic people integrated into the show, and yeah, they are killing it, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
I
couldn't
love
get
that.
Mm.
So we'll just put it in post. But let's
Yeah,
just
just a
Perfect.
little snippet. Our reactions. Whoa, that's so cool! Oh my god!
Oh no, okay. I totally hear it. I totally get it.
I
Um,
see the vision.
yeah.
you guys,
No, that's
you
that's
guys
beautiful.
actually, I think you probably heard this clip in the two questions with video.
Oh, okay.
Nice, nice.
I think we just used his audition takes for that
Yes,
audio.
Okay.
that's great.
Then I have. Then okay. Then actually that does make sense. That does
Yeah.
make sense. Um, and really as someone that unfortunately, here's a little peek behind the curtain for those of you that are intrigued by the world of voice acting. Get ready for a whole lot of nothing because I'm well. Okay, let me explain.
No,
Um,
finish.
you you get copy, you put your heart and soul into it, and then you send it off into the ether, and you usually don't hear anything back. Did I do a good job? Did I do not so good of a job? Could I have done something better? Was I close? Sometimes you have no idea. And thankfully, because I'm a part of this community, I can ask. I rarely want to because I don't. Sometimes I'm like I don't even want to know. Um, but it's great to have that kind of live. No, this was great. We just like you better for this character. So that's nice, and that's why any audition that comes through, even if Morky's in the episode or if Remsis is coming back, I'm gonna throw my hat into the ring. If nothing else, just to make you guys laugh. I hope, Xander. I don't know if you heard my audition for the old woman in episode 3.
I did.
That was so much fun. I
That
just
was
I just love doing it. So yeah.
that's the one problem with Drew auditioning for these and being the guy that reviews it is like it's a hard choice on which role we're gonna do
He
Drew
could
in
be
because it's
everyone.
a lot of them are compelling
You
and
guys are too kind.
What if for one of the Patreon specials we just drew you just doing it, like not a full episode, you do like just a little thing, and then
I would love to.
you hear everything, and then we just like the camera zooms back, it's just Morky in front of a mirror.
it's just more
Yes.
with different hats.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, okay, a hat, add a scarf, sunglasses, just a wide variety. Absolutely.
There's just a knock, and Slick and Slack are like, "Hey, boss, you good?"
Yeah. Just trying to find myself, everyone. Just trying to find myself in this terribly dark world. So yeah, no, I'd love that.
Amazing.
I think I think we ended up cutting the scene out, but I think Austin did ask you to do a read for the ogre's grandma.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I'm still hopeful for like a family ogre
Mhm.
reunion moment.
Yes.
And it was also cut, but there was a flirtation scene between Remsis and the ogre. I hope that makes it to Patreon because I love doing that. That was great. I also I also had a lot of fun doing the improv lines, and I was muted during when we were recording all of that because I wanted to make sure that there was no bleed. So I don't think anyone heard any of my improv lines. Well, no. I mean,
Yeah.
they're there. They're in.
Yeah,
But
in
it's a part of the
Yeah.
group. The crowd sound. So listen closely, my friends.
we kept I know we kept a decent amount of it, the stuff you did in there, because it was just like this it's so good you can't cut it.
I was very dialed in. I've really fallen in love with both of these characters, and they're all just weird little parts of me. I am tall in real life, surprise folks, but I have this weird insecure short man in my life, which is channeled through Morky, and then sort of the uh, charlatan wants to make a quick buck off of the stupid, and also maybe a little bit full of myself as well, and that is the Remsis in me. So by the end of this, all of you will know
There's gonna be so
exactly who I
many-
am.
men
Mhm.
inside of you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Sorry.
if I was understanding you correctly there, Drew, you're saying that you would like to see Moxie Monroe in the Seven Ogres episode.
Yes, yes. Oh, she wakes up just in a house, all these ogres, and just the frustration. We saw frustration in the first episode when she was dealing with idiots. This is next level.
I'm surrounded by them. My
Yeah,
God.
right. How many idiots do we have here? No. Like, oh,
Moxie
great.
becomes a union buster, liberates the seven, and they're just like, yep, we're with you. And she's like, fuck.
Yes. Yes.
You're our grandma now.
It's the new crime fighting team of
Oh.
babbling, bumbling buffoons.
That's amazing.
And I
He's
love
writing
that
it
you
down.
wrote
This
that
is
down.
good.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything because he's writing it down.
No, please continue.
No, I mean, again, that is one of the beautiful things about this space is that it's very collaborative. It's very
Yeah.
you guys are very open to suggestions, and I love that. That gives actors the space to really play and get further in touch with their character, which just makes the performance better overall.
Mhm.
And I mean, Cleo, I would be curious to know if there's moments where you're standing in line maybe for like a coffee or something, and then in your head you're just narrating the room, in the Moxie voice,
In the Moxie voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. Because I love crime shows and I love mystery and like, and having a bit of the Nero spiciness, there is a lot of observation that goes into just existing in a room of people and like, yeah, okay, this, and you do have that list. In Moxie's voice, maybe I'll start doing that with the little typewriter point change, that kind of thing.
Yes.
But yeah, I knew this about myself. I love playing like detectives. Because in another show that I'm on, I am playing a detective that, let's be honest, it's a combination of Benoit Blanc and Patrick Jane from The Mentalist.
Ooh,
and
okay.
and I'm like, yep, this is good. I just
would you
So
be
Moxie
willing
fits right in
to
there.
share what show that is as a shameless plug?
Absolutely. Oh
I'd
yeah,
love to know.
thank you. Yeah. It's with the Rainbow Dice Club Tales of Three. It is their spin-off Candela Obscura series, and I
Oh,
play Doc
nice.
Dubois.
Ooh.
He's a good boy.
I actually haven't had a chance to play Candela. What are your thoughts on it?
It's lovely. It's like Blades with more magic and, depending on your GM and how you did Blades, more horror, like
Oh,
more twisty, more magic in the system. But you still have your like typical like spider-esque type class
see.
and everything like that. So it's been fun. But yeah, it's with the Rainbow Dice Club, and I'm really happy to be playing with them.
All right. Well, Cleo, you and
Thank
me
you
got to
for-
work together. We can get Austin to change over to Candela one of these days.
Oh yeah, it would be so cool to, because like Moxie's a very like it's a mystery, but it's not necessarily a horror. If we wanted to do like a horror episode, we could do like a horror episode. If you wanted to get a little inspiration from Candela Obscura or another, sorry, I'm just tangent at this point.
Go for it,
the
girl.
Magnus Archives is a
Oh.
fantastic RPG, like TTRPG system. Ooh, it's so good and creepy. I love it.
There you
Yeah.
go. Always looking for some cool new RPGs, and I think
Yeah.
that when we eventually start running our games, that's
Mhm.
one of the goals is to sort of branch out and try a couple different things to sort of get that different flavors, the spiciness.
Yeah, usually I'm fairly vanilla when it comes to my RPG style. I'm old school essentials
Oh, okay.
often, and then Morkborg. Just the
Oh,
like
Mork
the heavy
Borg.
metal. Yeah, man, just like the heavy metal, high stakes. You're burning through characters because it is just Leroy Jenkins the whole time. You are not. You're just in.
Believe it or not, I'm currently playing a Morkborg campaign that Austin's running.
That's awesome.
I'm a character, or it's a pirate themed Borg, and I'm playing
Okay.
as my guy has 1 hit point, and I survived 4 sessions into
That's beautiful.
the story. And I keep saying, like, I don't know why I'm surviving this long. It certainly has affected how I play the character.
Yeah,
And I was gonna say, if I survive with this character with 1 hit point to the end, that's the universe giving us a sign for this character to never die.
that's the one hit point wonder at that point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's funny. I am during a previous iteration of what I do. I live stream video games now, but before that was trying a lot of different things on the YouTube space, and one of them was creating one-shot RPGs based off of B movies. So I did one for the Terror, which was okay. And then I did a couple more, and they were all based on the Morkborg structure, because that's one that you can use freely. They're not going to come after you.
Hmm.
Other folks with
Right.
very specific letters, they'll come after you if you're trying to use their system. So, but one of these days I'll get my pamphlets and I'll send them over to you guys so that you can, I don't know, see if they work in a larger setting. I was just using them as like a one-on-one kind of a thing. But yeah, that's a weird side tangent there.
No. Hey.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. But that does say, like, for our Patreon members, we will be doing like actual games, like not pre-written script, like us. That's where you can actually see our improv or creative writing skills.
Yeah.
'Cause-
And just like this episode that you just listened to was influenced by a TTRPG game, so maybe some of these episodes that you may watch may influence what Moxie gets up to in a future case.
I love that. And I love that you're like kind of live testing these episodes before they air. So it's you have the idea, the structure, and you're like, yeah, this worked. And there were other people that agreed. I like that aspect. It's much better than just shooting from the hip.
yeah.
I think it's very much in the style of how Moxie Monroe specifically works.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm trying to think of one more fun little nugget that we can throw out to folks. Do any of you have a favorite line, either from this episode, Cleo, this episode or the last episode? And it could be one that you say. It could be something that someone else said, and it can't be Andy the War Machine. Okay. Okay.
Darn it.
Damn.
Let's see.
Yeah. Do you guys have favorite lines? Yeah.
Well, I for me, my initial actual audition for Remsis, it was like 4 or 5 lines, and each individual one I did that, like I added that little bit in there. I was very choosy in the final cut as to which ones I went with. I just love that opportunity. I even think I gave them an improv track, and there was definitely a moment where I was just making goat noises. I'm like, if they
Oh,
want to
yeah.
pepper these in the back, like I'm there in the room, just talking to myself, making noises. So yeah, anytime I got that, they allowed me to use the actual goat voice. I loved that. That was beautiful for me. I loved it.
No, I love the goat aspects.
I know.
We-
Well, and it's
You were like,
it's
needs more goat. Bring
yeah, right.
More goat.
Well, and in the Discord when the post was, like, oh, hey, this is the 2 questions with Remsis. Your response, the goat. And I was like, yeah, hey. I was like, first of all, I appreciate that. Second of all, it's so true. On the animal side, not that I'm not the greatest of all time. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Maybe one day we can talk about the origin of Remsis. I think this was a Lewis
Yes.
creation.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I'd love that. If we can get
Yeah.
Lewis into one of these, if we could get Lewis in the next retrospective episode, I think that would be great. That way, and if nothing else, maybe if he's camera shy or whatever, that's totally fine. Maybe like a little recording that we can cut in and play and then respond to, because I know there's a little bit more Remsis coming your way in episode 3. So
You'll have to wait and see.
Hmm.
Maybe, oh, that'd be fun if we just do a video with you and Lewis can do some Remsis on Remsis action.
Oh,
Just
I
like
mean,
just like the I think when we were writing that's how Cleo described it when we were writing the finale. You're like, we're doing a finale and then it's like, ah, Moxie on Moxie action. I can't wait.
yes. Yeah, yeah, that was. I mean, and I do love if we haven't done the Spider-Man meme with
Yeah.
Moxie, we need to. We have to. And one of them has to be the ghost Moxie. So there's the two Moxies.
And a
One of them's
ghost.
got a daiquiri, and then the ghost.
So that'd be
Yeah.
three then. Two
Yes.
Moxies and a ghost.
Right. Right. It's like 3 men and a baby. It's 2 Moxies and a ghost.
Ah.
To bring a little bit more light onto some of the other characters, we know that Hannah Moonlight is peak. Fabian Wolf, Jerome St. Jerome, he wasn't in the table read, and let me tell you, once I heard his voice,
So perfect.
oh, it was
Oh my
beautiful. It was
God.
like vocal caramel.
Yeah.
It was just so rich, and it helped kind of pull me out of the space of seeing everything, how the sausage is made, kind of a deal, and really being thrown into the experience of the episode. There was a nice contrast between, the rich tones of his voice and the kind of uncertain wavering of Moxie. It was very beautifully done. And then the other lovely little nugget there to create that audio tapestry was the fact that we had people pretending to be Moxie. We had possession, and not just 9/10 of the law, but in-body possession.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed that Remsis didn't get the treatment, but he's in his own little world. I have a feeling if Moxie attempted, she would have bounced off and wound up in some weird parallel universe.
Yeah. I think there were definitely rules about who was allowed to be possessed and who wasn't allowed to be possessed in this episode.
Of course.
Too many secrets might have been revealed.
Very true. Very true. Not that not that we're trying to keep secrets from you guys, but
Oh, I am.
Yeah, well, of course, Moxie. She's holding all the cards.
Yes.
Remsis is fumbling the cards. They're falling all over the place. There's more death cards in this pack. I thought there was only one in the pack. Anyway, no. Again, another beautiful little wrinkle. A great way to solve the problem of keeping Moxie as a part of the main character, the main quest throughout this episode. But it was nice to see, a lot more from other folks. I think this was a great contrast. The first episode, it was, like 90% Moxie just really trying to find herself. And this was a beautiful split between a kaleidoscope of different characters. And I really appreciate you guys for writing it that way.
Yeah, and it was a really clever way to make us care about each of these characters, because we got backstory on all of them as the possession happened. She looked through memories, and it was a really great way to show, not tell, their history and their meaning and connection to everything, even though we didn't get super in the weeds with it.
Yeah.
The people that Moxie possessed, we immediately care about them. One, because it's a character that is inhabiting them, but we learn about them, we hear them, we it's them truly, and you just get to care about them. And now we have fan favorites that are just popping up because they're awesome, and we wouldn't have had as much time to soak in and be in their perspective if we hadn't done this. So it's a really clever way to integrate and make more beloved characters really over the span of an episode, which is really quick.
Oh yes.
Absolutely. So we're getting close on time. I do want to have one last little nugget. Hopefully you've seen the episode, you've heard the episode at this point, because we're going to talk about that turning point right at the very end. The daiquiri callback was awesome. And of course immediately as I'm sitting there, I mean, I kind of knew what was going to happen. I had the script, I read through it. But as I'm kind of going through, I was like, oh, she doesn't like the sweet stuff. Yes. Beautiful, very well done, very well done. I think that Morky would have been chuffed. He would have been right chuffed to know that that Moxie is staying away from the fruitier, sweet stuff. So, very well done, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think that's part of the thought was like she's discovering herself bit by bit. And the idea of like, oh, I think I read a book in the Eberron setting about this soldier, and he's a former soldier who picked up taste of like a foreign whiskey, and that's just sort of just something that he carried with him from his time as a soldier. And I thought, oh, this might be a cool way to sort of hint about Moxie's potential past is maybe she favors an exotic liquor, and that's
Yeah.
sort of what she likes to order. She doesn't know why she orders it, but it's what she likes.
Yeah. Well, and she also enjoys kick sticks, which kick sticks are not for kids, by the way. Just putting that out there. Kick sticks, not for kids, and don't consume them within 30 feet of a pet or a loved animal.
Yes.
I love the interjections, the faux ads. They're always such a treat. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely little gathering. A little bit of a retrospective on, episode 2 of Moxie Monroe. These will continue throughout. So I just kind of want to, I've been talking a lot, so I would love to just give, Cleo the floor, and then Xander, if you want to wrap everything up, I would really appreciate it. But if there's anything that I missed or something that you want to say about the episode, the floor is yours.
I have a rather silly question just about your last topic, and also Drew,
Of
thank
course.
you for running and
Mhm.
being such a lovely host with this because
I kind of
could
like
not.
it.
Yeah, you're great at it.
I
You're very good
at
it. Do any of you have a surefire way to distinguish yourself from a doppelganger that you just have tucked away in your head for everyday life, or am I the weird one that does?
You know,
How
that
would you distinguish yourself
that is a
and then
beautiful
convince someone
question.
else?
And also, my heart started to race when you said that because I don't have that. So homework for
damn it.
everyone out there:
Yeah.
find your spinning top that will help you know if you're in the Inception world. Find your doppelganger. That'll be a great question for episode 3.
Yeah. Well, you can't get too specific, otherwise they'll know.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, there is a specific actor that I despise. And if someone were to say, "Hey, you get to go have dinner with this guy," that would be a definite deciding factor if it's me or not. So I will refrain from mentioning the actor's name
Yes.
for reasons.
Probably the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would never get a daiquiri with this person.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
No, I would never.
All right. And for me, I want to say just all of you guys watching, all of you that watched our episode, thank you. Thank you so much for watching our show from start to finish. This is very much a passion project, something that you make out of love. And I've loved working on it every bit of the way. The conceiving, the writing, the role playing, getting the crew and actors together on this. I think Andrew, I had you cast for this episode even before episode 1.
And I'm flattered, sir. No, I'm so glad that I found you guys, and I'm so glad that there are more episodes to come. And I want to play as many characters and bring as many different, unique individuals to life as possible. And I'm always willing to rise to a challenge, for sure.
I'll take your word on that. Tune in, folks, to episode 3, where we give Andrew a character who will be challenging in a whole different way.
Yes! I absolutely love it. Well, again, thank you all very much for being here. We'll be doing more of these. You'll also, if you're a part of the Patreon, you'll get to see stuff like table reads behind the scenes. You'll see some of our social media posts. You can join the Discord, and then if you're in the Discord, you might be even be able to recommend stuff that you want to see from us. So highly, highly consider hopping in the Discord, letting us know what you like, what you don't like, so that we can make better content for you, a human, by us humans.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.